Though the hunt is on to find life on other planets, Earth is the only living planet of the universe. Life on Earth is present in the grab of animals and plants. Animals are dependent on plants for their food. Man requires something more from the plant kingdom, namely materials for clothes and shelter. Man, after making a significant development in creation and use of new building materials, is still dependent on plant for fulfilling his dream of having a house of his own.
Man is basically a plant-loving creature. He grows a variety of trees and flowering plants around his house. It is not only for fruits, flowers and wood, but also for the cool shade under its canopy that he wants trees around his home. Sometimes these plants, due to natural happenings, grow so close to the buildings and houses that they become harmful and in some cases dangerous to these structures. Once the process of vegetation begins on a building, it erodes the structure to a certain ruin. The plants grown on the building create a different type of ecosystem which causes a decay of these buildings. Scientists have shortlisted over 30 such plants, including peepal and banyan, after a study of temples and other ancient structures. A survey was carried out on 2 Vadodara structures, namely Faculty of Arts, situated within the present university, and tomb of Qutbuddin Muhammad Khan, also known as Hajira. These buildings were infested with algae, mosses and 18 other plants. Quite a number of peepal plants have been noticed on ancient buildings of Indore. Plants growing out of cracks and joints of elderly structures can be seen almost in every part of India. In this cycle of botanical erosion, pioneer plants like lichen and mosses start growing and prepare soil for flowering plants. These tiny plants of algae, mosses, lichens, fungi, etc. manage to grow even in rocky environment. Ancient structures which use lime and stone provide perfect breeding surface for plants like bryophytes. Increase in humidity during the rains aids the growth of algae, which turns dark on drying, thus defacing a building. Firstly, the damage of buildings is caused by the chemical reactions taking place due to growth of algae and other microorganisms. In those chemical reactions, the biogenic acids like oxalic acid, succinic acid, malic acid, and citric acid are formed. These acids destroy plasters and stones of the buildings. Scientists believe that chelates are formed which disintegrate minerals. Such bioerosion activities reduce the strength of stones in a structure. Secondly, flowering plants like anjeer, mahaneem, peepal, and creepers such as Hedera helix create problems for building because of physical force created by their growth. Especially the perennial plants like peepal and banyan are most dangerous. These plants grow more easily and thickly on buildings which are directly exposed to sunlight. Often one can see the roots of plants growing on roofs or walls destroy a beautiful monument by exerting such pressure which cracks even the thickest walls.
Roots always move towards water. This is called hydrotropism. Hydrotropism is more strong stimulus than geotropism or movement towards soil. The roots of epiphytic trees like banyan and peepal move towards cracks in the walls of old monuments in search of water. There they undergo secondary growth and cause cracking of monuments. If there is leakage in pipeline, in the beginning a thin root enters in the pipeline in search of water. There it undergoes secondary growth, becomes thick and causes blockage or cracking of pipeline. Nalas and drains are always built along roadside. Trees are also planted along roadside. Some roots of the trees move towards water, enter in the drains, become thick and cause cracking of drains.
Third type of damage is the deterioration of beauty of the buildings. Smaller plants like algae, fungi and mosses grow in rainy seasons on the walls and roof of the buildings. After rainy season, when they dry, their black color defaces the beauty of the structure. These plants also erode the smoothness of surface of roofs and walls.
One wonders why and how these plants can grow at the top of the buildings. Study reveals that seeds of such plants are carried through air and sometimes by birds. Only light seeds like that of cyperus and grasses can float up to the rooftops. Pappus and coma help some seeds to float. In Eclipta alba, the calyx forms the pappus, a ball-shaped tuft of hair-like fluff growing at one end of the seed forms the coma. Fruits of raspberry can draft along with the breeze, cocooned in thin diaphanous sheathing.
Birds, bats, squirrels, rodents and monkeys convey quite a variety of seeds through excreta to rooftops. Several annual plants shed fruits and seeds before drying up completely, which might get caught in structures. A few of these seeds are fortunate enough to start life anew with rains. Prevention is an effective strategy for this problem. However, to check the wind from blowing the seeds or to stop animals from perching on rooftops will prove to be a difficult task. The only practicable solution to this problem is regular cleaning and maintenance of buildings. The callow vegetation should be weeded out before it matures, and plastering, painting should make walls, ledges, windowsills and roof secure and resistant. An important part of Indian construction is the rooftop water reservoir. With time, water seepage occurs, thereby encouraging growth of plants. Therefore, it is essential to check periodically and stop such a leakage.
Howsoever it may be viewed that preservation of buildings, houses and historical monuments is a must. It must be done periodically. As the saying goes, it is easy to construct but difficult to maintain a palace. However, it is not on spending a huge amount of money, but developing a caring attitude which will keep these structures safe.